Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing on this gorgeous, maybe not quite, maybe a little chilly on November 10th. How y'all doing this Friday, November 10th? This is our weekly Take the Points show. We're going to talk about a little bit of gambling and stuff, but it's just me today. So I know you're all, I know, terrifically disappointed that the boys couldn't be here. As you see, I've got an empty seat here beside me. I know you're tearing up. I know you are. But it should be. We're going to have a lot of fun today, as we're going to talk about things going on for Veterans Day, as well as we're going to talk football. Volleyball state tournament is this weekend. College football, professional football. It's college basketball season too, so we're going to talk about that too. So we've got a score of things to tell you about today, and we may as well just get going because it's just a beautiful Friday morning here in Louisville, Illinois. Welcome. My name is Bruce Dickey. Thank you so much for again joining us today. What is going on in and around the area today, tonight, all over the place? Well, let me tell you, I've got something going on tonight, or I would be at this show in a heartbeat. John Anderson is putting on an acoustic show up at the Effingham Performance Center. Multi-platinum selling artist John Anderson has one of the most instantly recognizable voices, of course, in country music. Over the course of his career, Anderson has charted more than 60 singles on the country charts, as well as 20 top 10 hits and the number one hit, Swinging. Seminole Wind, number one hits, including Swinging, Seminole Wind, Black Sheep, Wild and Blue, Straight Tequila Night, Money in the Bank, all those songs. He's playing tonight at the Effingham Performance Center. Okay, we'll start out. Usually wait a little while till I get into story time, but may as well tell you a little story as we get going. This would not be the first time that I saw John Anderson on an acoustic show. Back in the day, 30 years ago, before Nashville was quite the Nashville it is today, they still had some pretty sketchy places in downtown on Broadway. And me and my friends, we were down in Nashville. A friend of mine lived down there, so we went to visit him. Had a great time, just had a wonderful time. And one night we were out checking out the downtown area, so to speak, trying to find some music. I was mid-20s, looking to get into trouble. Who knows? Maybe not even that old. But we come upon a bar. Actually, this would have been the late 80s, so I was early 20s. We come upon a bar. Couldn't tell the name of it. I could tell you where it is if you put me in the spot, but I couldn't tell the name of it because the name of the place was covered up by a gigantic sign that says 2 Schaefer beers for $1.25. Back then, that was a deal. Still, today it'd be a deal. Back then, it was a great deal. And so we went in, and we were sitting there. We were having a good time, playing pool, had a great time. About 15 minutes after we get in there, this fella comes in, sets the guitar down, starts playing, starts busking in the bar, and he is super. Let me rephrase this before I say something that might get me sued. He might have been into his cups a little bit, and it turns out it was John Anderson. He was going around from bar to bar. This was back he'd already had a couple of big hits. And a few big hits, and he was going to bars and he was playing for cash and just playing for fun, and we had fun. It was a good time. We sat there and watched him play for over an hour. It was a lot of fun. I don't think it's going to be that cheap for me this time if I go up to Effingham, but that's tonight in Effingham, so try to get to that. What else going on in Effingham tonight here on this Friday the 10th? At the Tuscan Hills Winery, they got a wine and line dance. Sounds like Effingham's the place to be if you're a country music fan tonight. Tickets are $15, available at the Tuscan Hills website. It starts at 6 o'clock. Enjoy a fun night with drinks and line dancing. Instruction at the Tuscan Hills Winery. Your ticket does include the class, and as well as a drink from the bar. So bring a partner and bring your dancing shoes. How about that? What's going on over the weekend, ladies and gentlemen? Saturday, November 11th. Of course, it is Veterans Day, and it is the opportunity to thank a veteran if you haven't already. I know Fairfield had their Veterans Day parade last week, but Fairfield will also have a Veterans Day program on Saturday at the Maple Hill Cemetery. They're not the only one. The Louisville American Legion is going to hold their Veterans Day program at 1 p.m. Tomorrow afternoon. That will be on the square, and they're going to have cake and coffee to follow at the Louisville American Legion. So that's a really nice deal. The Sandoval Shalom Food and Clothing Pantry will have a distribution on Saturday from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. Saturday morning, an opportunity for folks, if they need some help, to go get it from the Sandoval Shalom Foundation. This will be at the First United Methodist Church. That's in Sandoval. The Sandoval Shalom Food and Clothing Pantry will be open for those in need. What else going on this weekend on Saturday? It seems early. The weather's turning cold. It's going to be cold Saturday from then on Thursday, maybe even Friday for a while. The Salem Community Thanksgiving Dinner is going to be on Saturday morning and afternoon from 10 a.m. until 2 o'clock. This will be at the Apostolics of Salem. That's at 1600 Mills Cart Road there in Salem. Community dinner hosted in partnership with the Saved with Amazing Grace, the Apostolic Church, and the Marion County YMCA. Blankets will be distributed for those folks who need them, and to set up any meal deliveries or maybe blanket donations, you can give them a call at the Apostolic Church at 548-3438 or 630-362-7460, or you can get a hold of Country Creek Treasures there in Salem. Nice deal. Thank you so much, folks, for doing that for people. What else is going on? Oh, now this will be fun. Over in Hoyleton, we occasionally have stuff going on in Hoyleton. You know that. You've seen the Harvest Festival, the Hofbrau Festival, time and again. Those folks have got it going again as tomorrow night, Saturday night from 6 to 10 at the Hoyleton Community Club, same place where they hold the Hofbrau Fest. It is an evening with Elvis and Patsy. Yes, they're back, ladies and gentlemen. Alan D. Ross will perform as Elvis Presley, and Tammy Miller will perform as Patsy Cline. The tickets are available at the door, $30 a throw. Meal includes spaghetti as well as salad and rolls from the Pasta House Company. So that's fun. Get a chance to see your friends and dance to the tunes of Elvis and Patsy Cline. So that's crazy. What else going on? The Midwest Marketing Holiday Show is on Saturday. It's from 4 to 8 o'clock in Effingham. This is at the Village Square Mall up in Effingham. It's an indoor-outdoor market with over 100 hand-picked vendors, food trucks, as well as boutiques, home decor, jewelry, vintage finds, all kinds of different stuff will be at the Midwest Market Holiday Show. What else going on here on November 10th? Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of being nice to veterans, happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps. They celebrate it on November 10th each year. The U.S. Marine Corps, of course, a branch of the U.S. Armed Forces, responsible for providing power protection from the sea. They use the mobility of the U.S. Navy to deliver combined arms task forces rapidly. The Continental Congress first established the Marines on November 10th, 1775, leading up to the American Revolution. 2 battalions of Marines fought for independence both on land and at sea. And this night day became more celebrated back in 1925 when the United States Marine Corps was the Corps commander, General Alexander Vandergrift, was noted that his birthday was the same day as the founding of the Marines, so he wanted to have a party. They had a huge party, and they do it every year now. It's a lot of fun. They get big cakes. I don't know what year this was, but look at the size of that cake for the United States Marine Corps on the birthday of the Marine Corps, celebrated again on November 10th each year. What does Semper Fidelis mean? Well, of course, it means, it's Latin, meaning always faithful. What does "Ura" mean? You hear the "Ura," the Marines yell "Ura." That's a battle cry, of course, associated with the Marines. What's a devil dog? Well, during World War I, legend goes that the German soldiers took to calling the U.S. Marines devil dogs for their tenacity. In 1918, a U.S. recruiting poster headlined with the phrase "Teufel Hunden" put the story into full circulation across the country. Although the German expression was rare and oddly worded, its source is blurry at best. The nickname took a firm hold. So there you go, the devil dogs. How about that? What else going on November 10th? Well, folks, is National Vanilla Cupcake Day. Cupcake lovers celebrate each year on National Cupcake Day. These small cakes get their day today. Indulge in one of them, or maybe several of them. They're wonderful. What are cakes made from cupcakes called? The quiz. I've got nobody to ask the quiz to, so I'll ask you. What are cakes made from cupcakes called? Pull-aparts. That's when you pull apart the cakes and the cupcakes and make them. You make them pull. That's a good-looking cupcake. Have you noticed, or is it just me, that as the years pass by, people keep making the cupcake top bigger and taller and taller? Look at the top, the frosting on top of that cupcake. That thing is huge. So yeah, it's a good opportunity to enjoy National Vanilla Cupcake Day, and also hopefully avoid passing out from a sugar coma or something like that. So yeah, National Vanilla Cupcake Day is today. What else is going on starting today? It is all weekend long, and this is a wonderful idea. Ladies and gentlemen, it is National Donor Sabbath. Donor Sabbath 2023. This promotes the awareness and education regarding organ donation. This observance takes place 2 weekends before Thanksgiving, from Friday through Sunday, to encompass the days of worship for any major religion in the United States. They all participate, whether you see your religious symbol on there or not. I'm sure that there aren't too many on there that aren't. I'm trying to think of some religious symbols that are not covered on that. The 3-day observance aims to dispel myths. Many folks hesitate to be listed as an organ donor because they are afraid. They're out of misunderstanding of religious beliefs. In the United States, nearly all religions support organ and tissue donation. They view donation as a final act of charity and the gift of life. So the event offers an opportunity for faith leaders to counsel their members according to organ donation. I know it's the easiest thing to do, and of course I've told you before that I am a multiple gallon blood donor. I've also signed the back of my license plate or driver's license. Used to sign them. I don't think you even do that anymore. I think you tell them whenever you're at whenever you're getting a new license. I'm not sure if you sign it or not. You might take a look at your license, and you'll see. But do become an organ donor. I've set up to donate organs. Although at this point, I don't know what anybody'd want. I don't have a clue. Who knows? What do you want to see on TV, ladies and gentlemen, here on this beautiful Friday night? College football. North Texas is at SMU tonight. They'll be playing in Dallas. That's at 8 p.m. tonight on ESPN2. And then the late game will be on Fox Sports 1. That's channel 610. Wyoming travels to Vegas. They'll play UNLV. What else going on tonight to watch on television? NBA basketball. Doubleheader on ESPN regular, channel 601. And it's the Nets at the Celtics. That's at 6:30, followed by the Lakers at the Phoenix Suns at 9 o'clock. Those on ESPN, channel 601. And finally, tons and tons of NCAA basketball. If you cannot get your NCAA basketball fix, you are looking right. Big Ten Network. I'll give you a few for instances. Big Ten Network has a doubleheader tonight, starting at 5:30. The Penguins from Youngstown State take on the Michigan Wolverines. Again, that's on Big Ten Network, channel 600 at 5:30. Followed at 7:30 by Dayton traveling to Northwestern. The Flyers. Northwestern's got a solid team yet this year. Flyers are always good. That's going to be a good game. 7:30 tonight on Big Ten Network, channel 600. Finally, also at 6 o'clock tonight, this might be the one you've been waiting on. It's on ESPN2 at channel 638. Of course, it's right before the football. Just turn it to ESPN2 all night. 6 o'clock tonight, Arizona, number 12 in the country, travels to Cameron Indoor to take on the Dukies, taking on the Blue Devils, number 2 in the country, Duke Blue Devils. That's at 6 o'clock tonight. I'm Bruce Dickey. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. The Take the Points edition will be back right after this. Stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Chapman's Furniture has the best prices every day. You can find them open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5 and located at 210, 300, and 306 West Main Street in Salem. Chapman's features a full line of furniture, including Ashley Furniture, bedding by Sealy and Bimco, and the largest selection of rugs in Southern Illinois. They have a huge selection of recliners, including lift and power, and wallpaper and border in stock at closeout prices. Call 618-548-2221 for the best price around.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Good morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. This is our weekly Take the Points edition. We're going to talk about all kinds of different stuff today, mainly football, I guess. But we're not going to start out there, as there is still an area team playing in the volleyball state tournament. State tournaments are this weekend. We've got one or two area teams taking part up there. When you take a look at Class 1A, these taking place, of course, up at Red Bird Arena. The top half there, both number one seeds, Cissna Park and Hartsburg-Emden. They will be playing at 9 o'clock in the morning. And then look at Effingham St. Anthony as they knocked off Norris City in the super sectional there, NCOE in the super sectional. Actually kind of by a wide margin knocked off NCOE, 25-22, 25-11. They will be taking on Galena, who beat Elgin Harvest Christian Academy. I think Elgin had been to state like 2 or 3 years in a row or something like that. So the Galena squad going to be tough. They're coming in with a head of steam also, taking on the St. Anthony Bulldogs, Lady Bulldogs up there at Red Bird Arena. That's going to be at 10:30 in the morning. And then the third place games and finale will be at the same times on Saturday. I think. Now, I should have checked before I'm going to say this, but I think you can see. I know you can see them online at NFHS, but there might be one station out there that you might be able to find at like 290, 291, 293. I'm not sure about that. So that's don't take my word. I know I want you to take my word on everything, but not that. Okay. What else is about Class 2A? There they are, folks. The Carmi White County Lady Bulldogs taking on the Illinois Central Catholic Elmhurst squad. They will be at the noon game on Friday. And then Rock Falls versus Breeze Mater Dei. How about that? No number one seeds advance to the state tournament. No sectional number one seeds. That is surprising. Mater Dei will take on Rock Falls at 1:30. Again, IC Catholic versus Carmi. The one thing people beef about from time to time is whether there's too many private schools involved or doing knocking out public schools. If you look at these two, you've got one private school here and just two private schools here. So I don't think that it's a problem, and I don't think it should be a problem, and I don't think folks ought to let it get them down. So there you have it on that. Here's football. Lots of football going on this weekend, too. They're to the quarterfinal round in each class. And here's Class 1A in the football. It's, I'm guessing the southern half. I'm going to show you the southern halves as Camp Point Central comes down. Belleville Altoff, I take it back, will head up to Camp Point Central to take on those folks. And then Greenfield will travel to Cesar Valier. That's a pretty good drive. I've been to I've broadcast games from both of those places. Greenfield up by Havana in the Lewiston, Havana area in central Illinois. They have the coolest field at Greenfield. It's kind of similar. If you've seen, actually, it'll be very much at home at Cesar because Cesar kind of has a big hill on one side. Greenfield has the big hill all the way around it. The Greenfield plays in kind of a big bowl, and they are tough. They've been tough forever and ever. So Class 1A power, Greenfield coming down to Cesar Valier. What else going on in Class 2A today or on Saturday for the most part? Yeah, I believe both these are Saturday. Nashville will be at home versus Athens. Nashville has made their way by knocking off Pana and then beating QND, who upset Arthur Lovington. And so Athens gets there by knocking off Redbud, who beat Chester. Johnston City lost last week to Breeze Mater Dei as Mater Dei advanced over them. I think that was in Breeze. And then Shelbyville, who's been rolling along, have not been, nobody's played them close. They've got the number 2 seed. They'll be at home against Mater Dei. So there's Class 2A. Class 3A, Mount Carmel. Speaking of fun stadiums and places where I've done a game, them and DuQuoin. But Tolono Unity beat DuQuoin last week. I believe that was at DuQuoin. No, that would have been at Unity. So Mount Carmel will head up to Unity, as Mount Carmel had 2 home games in a row. They'll head up to Unity to take on the Rockets. Mount Carmel Aces, of course, they've always good. Roxana is back, folks. Look at that. They beat St. Joe Ogden. Speaking of places I've done a ball game, they beat St. Joe Ogden in a wild one. Like, they were down 3 touchdowns, scored the last 3 touchdowns of the game. Check that. Scored the last 3 touchdowns to take the lead by 7. St. Joe Ogden scored late in the game, went for 2 and missed it, and lost by 1. So St. Joe Ogden didn't want to go to overtime. So Roxana will head up to Stanford Olympia, and then Mount Carmel heading to Tolono. And there's your Class 4A. Boy, those Rochester Rockets just keep rolling along. They'll face the Breeze Central this weekend. Speaking of places I've done a game, boy, I've been all over the place. I didn't really think about that, but I've done football games there as well. Breeze Central plays at Rochester. That's not going to be fun. And then Harrisburg at home against Murfreesboro. That would be a rematch, and I believe Murfreesboro won the game the first time those squads played. So high school football, high school volleyball, take your pick, folks. You're going to like it either way you go. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Cats TV. Let's talk college football. We're going to do that right after this. Stick around.
Hi, my name is Landon Carter, and I'm a financial consultant at Benjamin F. Edwards in Florida. Whether you're planning to send a loved one to school, preparing for retirement, or passing your wealth to the next generation, we have the knowledge and perspective to implement financial strategies that will help you move smoothly through life's transitions. Here at Edwards, our clients know that we are fully invested in their financial future. To find out more, call Duke and I invite you to give us a call at 618-508-8050. Benjamin F. Edwards, member SIPC.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
I gotta get my cheaters out. Who all has to wear cheaters? I remember the exact date that I had to, speaking of November, it was 12 years ago. I was 45. The exact date I had to start wearing cheaters. I did a football game. Probably would have been around 12 years ago this week or last week. I televised or broadcast a football game on the radio. Had no problem reading the rosters. Absolutely fine. It was 2011, I guess, and because I was 45, and it was 2011, and had no problem. Could look up, could look at the roster, look down at the roster. Easiest thing in the world. 2 weeks later, basketball season starts, and I say that to say, well, I'll finish the story. But 2 weeks later, basketball season starts. And I get a program. I was just kind of used to looking at the programs and making my sheets out and doing my business. And I couldn't see the names anymore. It had just gone like that. It's amazing how it happens. And I tell younger people that when it's not like you're losing your sight. You still have your sight. It's just that it's an age thing where your eye doesn't want to move quickly back and forth as quickly as it used to. Or sometimes it just says, to heck with you, I'm not going to do it. I'm sick of that. It's just the muscles get old and they just don't want to work as quickly as they used to do it. And I tell younger people, hey, there's no big deal if you have to use the cheaters. If you don't, more power to you. But if you do, it's just something, and it comes on, boom. And that's how, and I've had more people tell me, oh, Bruce, you're crazy. That's not how things work. And then they'll come up to me a few years later, oh, wow, that is amazing how that just happened to me. The reason I say all that is to say this. We're in that period of time right now where high school sports are in the middle of a transition. And on Monday, we'll have high school basketball, girls basketball. We'll start out on Monday here on Wabash Catch TV. We'll be over at South Central. I'll tell you more about it on Monday. But we'll be over at South Central as Cowden Herrick, Beecher City, taking on the South Central Lady Cougars over in Farina on Monday. So looking forward to that. That is going to be the start of, I think we're doing 70 I believe we have 70 games scheduled, not including the Salem Invitational Tournament that will be showing in its entirety. So, we are looking forward to a huge basketball season here on the channels of Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for being a part and for enjoying that and watching that as well. It's college football season right now, though, still, for just a few more weeks. It's going away, folks. It's slipping through our fingers like sand through an hourglass. So here is we're about 8 or 9, 10 weeks in. Here's what it looks like, the results against the spread. 10th or 11th, it's week 10 coming up, week 11 coming up this weekend. As look at that, leading the country in against the spread, it's Arizona and UNLV. If you'd have thought that was going to happen at the start of the year, you would have been crazy. UNLV with a young coaching staff and Arizona with a brand new coaching staff. Folks just didn't think that they were going to be able to contend this year. Au contraire, say the Wildcats and the Running Rebels. And Oregon right there too. They've only lost one against the spread. They had a push, and they have. They've been playing extremely well as well. And then that's also the next 2 or 3 are some of the reason. Pay attention to some of the smaller schools: Jacksonville State, New Mexico State, and Liberty. You can make some money on those folks, just like you can make some money on bigger schools like Penn State right after that. Here's the lower end of the spectrum. How'd that team with the eye get on there? Illinois, ladies and gentlemen, with a big win. And it just was their second win against the spread. So Illinois with the big win against at Minnesota on Saturday. I'm glad to see that. The wild one here, wildly unexpected, is that USC squad, only 2-8 against the spread. If you're betting them every week, you're betting them $100 a week, you are down $680. And Vandy, of course, kind of struggling even more than that. But there's what you see when you're looking with the spread and against the spread in college football. I'll give you a quick peek also at over-unders. These are the teams you see over there on the right side, over and under 9-0 to the over. LSU, they are just scoring. As they have, if you've bet the over every time, you're 100% up. USC, also, they are scoring, even though they're 2-8 against the spread, they're 9-1 to the over. That's because, ladies and gentlemen, they don't have a defense. They just fired their defensive coordinator. He gone, so it's just a wild scene out there in Trojan land. They're having a heck of a time. One other thing, the under teams. I mentioned the Arizona Wildcats. Look at that, 1-8. They are the heaviest winner on the against the spread at 88.9%, and they've only gone over one time. So they're 8-1 to the under. If you'd rather look at it that way. Ohio played on Tuesday night, and I think they kept it under again. So as in that MAC, the USC Trojans, that's a fascinating one there too. USC with Chip Kelly as their head coach, always known for Oregon. Whenever he was at Oregon or wherever he went, was a scoring coach. They scored a bunch. Not anymore. That's not what UCLA. That's not the road that UCLA likes to take. And of course, Iowa. 2-7. They have the over-unders have kind of started catching up with Iowa, even though they keep staying to the under. Last week it was the over-under started at 29.5. I think it was the first time in modern times that any game had started at 29.5. And this week it started at 28.5. Last week got over 30 by the time the game came around. The bet did. Of course, the game didn't. They won 10-7. Awful game. Just awful game, unless you like watching punts. This week, the number started Iowa at 28.5, as I'm trying to recall who Iowa is playing. But yeah, Iowa is 28.5 to the under. So you makes your bets, you takes your chances. That's the best thing I can say. Here also the college football playoff polls have come out, the rankings, pardon me, and Ohio State remains in the number one spot. Of course, there are 5 teams. The top 5 teams are all undefeated, as Ohio State and Michigan will play each other, and that will end that disparity of or that thing with 2 undefeated teams. By the time this all shakes out, I'm thinking it'll be pretty clear who is in the top 4. There's two games this weekend with teams in the top 10 playing each other, and that's always a lot of fun. As let's get to our picks for this week. Last week, ladies and gentlemen, as a squad, we could have done better. I had green all the way across. I had green in college football, 2-0 in college football. I had green in pro football, 2-0 in pro football. And we all 4, ladies and gentlemen, hit our super dogs. So I'll show you those here in just a second. But we all 4 hit the super dogs. We're all feeling good again, and I've got to put the glasses on to tell you these today. As folks are playing, Jamie and Brian, Jamie and Weeze are both playing on that number 3 Michigan versus number 7 Penn State. Where are they at? Penn State is number 10. So, yeah, number 3 Michigan at number 10 Penn State. Both Weeze and Jamie are taking Penn State +5. Penn State is a 5-point underdog at home at night. I think no, it might be afternoon. I think that's afternoon game. At home against Michigan. So Jamie and Weeze both taking that one. Weeze's other one, he's got Arkansas beating Auburn by 2.5 points. Arkansas is the 2.5-point favorite. They are at home as Auburn comes in. He also has, Jamie also has his other one, Kansas minus 3.5 versus Texas Tech. That's at Kansas. And, well, you see Kansas on the list here, Kansas number 16. Texas Tech not getting a sniff of that list. I'm really surprised. I love that bet. I love that bet for Jamie, the Texas Tech. I don't know why they're picking that so close, being at Kansas, but you never know what folks are going to do. By the way, Weeze did go 0-2 last week. Jamie went 0-1. He did have a push on his second game. Lucas, he has an over bet. He's got USC and Oregon. This may be the biggest over bet of the year, the highest number. And Lucas says absolutely no problem. He has watched USC play football the last few weeks. USC can't get anybody down. It's the defense is terrible. 73.5 points is the number. So that means if one team beats the other one 40-35, that stays under. Oh my gosh, 42-35, 11 touchdowns. Would that stay under 70? No, that'd be over, wouldn't it? 40-35. That's 75. How about 40 to 31? That stays under. That makes more sense. Math much? Yeah, try it. Lucas's other one is he's got Washington minus 9.5 versus Utah. That's a big number. But it is at Washington. He's got a good shot. Me, I went like I said 2-0 last week. Lucas went 0-2 as well. I went 2-0 last week. I've got smaller schools today. I love James Madison versus UConn. Now, this is just because I love James Madison. UConn has been struggling. They're getting a lot of points. I'm still thinking James Madison. It's at James Madison, and I'm taking the 24. I'm giving the 25 points with James Madison. I may be screwing up my old green streak that I have going on here. My second one of the last games of the day. Fresno State is favored by 1 at San Jose State. Fresno State's a good team. They ought to be able to knock off San Jose State by more than 1. That's what my bets are. What's our super dogs, folks? Temple. Weeze has Temple over USF. Temple's a 7.5-point dog. I have New Mexico State plus 5.5 at Western Kentucky, and Jamie's taking UK at Bama plus 10.5. Thinks UK can pull off the upset. Good luck to him there. And Colorado for Lucas versus Arizona. We just talked about how well Arizona's playing. Colorado's not playing that well. Can Prime turn it around? We'll see. We're going to go to pro football after this. Stick around. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook Tire and Interstate Battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. I'm Bruce Dickey. Thank you so much for tuning in today, as this is our weekly Take the Points edition. Let's talk NFL football right now. I'm just astonished how far along into the season is. They're entering week 10, right? Week 9 or 10, just a bunch. They've been playing a ton of games, and it's over halfway. That's the wild thing. The NFL is over halfway over. Here's take a look. I always like to show you who's been doing the best against the spread, who's been doing the worst against the spread. Taking a look at the top, they're back in action after a bye week, 6-2 against the spread. It is the Detroit Lions. The most profitable team if you're throwing $100 each game at them. They would be plus $380 in your pocket. Detroit mixed in with Jacksonville. Both those two teams 6-2 against the spread. Both of them 6-2 straight up. That's the more important thing. As Philadelphia 8-1 straight up, you see 5-2 against the spread. And Kansas City 6-3 against the spread. They have you wonder, everybody keeps talking, oh, Kansas City's down, Kansas City's, well, I don't think so, especially when you see what they're doing against the spread. Plus they're 7-2. It's just that they aren't scoring the number of points that people think they ought to be scoring. They still keep winning. Their defense has been playing much, much better. Here's a look at the worst to the spread. Look down there at those poor Carolina Panthers. 1-6 to the spread. And that was this last weekend when they won their first game, or was that weekend before last? They are 1-6-1 against the spread, but even more shocking than the Panthers, nobody's really probably surprised that the Panthers are in last. Next to last, the New England Patriots at 2-7 against the spread. That's the thing. I could say, if you know me and you've heard me talk and you've watched this show for the past several years, you know my general disdain for Tom Brady, just because he beat my Rams, and he's a Michigan guy, so there's all kinds of reasons. But and that was 20 years ago that he beat the Rams. But one thing Tom Brady did, he covered the spread. The Patriots won, and they covered the spread. It was always something. So this is entirely new for the New England Patriots. Well, not brand new. I mean, yeah, but look at that, 2-7 against the spread. If you were throwing $100 at them every week, you'd be down $570 because that includes the juice, and that would be a nightmare scenario. Some other ones, of course, the Falcons not doing the New York Giants using now Tommy DeVito, former Illini, as their quarterback. Yay! Boy, it really isn't looking good for Tommy. Tommy, they need to open up the playbook. It's like they didn't see him in college. Tommy liked to sling it around. Let him eat, for crying out loud. Let Tommy DeVito eat. Giants, it'll be a lot more fun for everybody. Here's a look at the over-under, and I'm just showing you the overs because, and that's over there on the right column. Those 7 teams, ladies and gentlemen, are the only teams in the NFL currently good to the over. If you've been betting under on every game this year, you'd be up hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It's been an under year in the NFL so far. That being said, it doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. Referees might swallow the whistles that they have been blowing over the course of the past several weeks. You just never know. Things can change over the course of the year. They don't typically change all that much, but you just never know. It might turn pass happy, and everybody starts scoring. Let's see what we did last week. Actually, the squad here, we were 3-5. By the way, overall, we've just reached our worst of the season. We're one game under 500, 79-80 combined on our college and professional picks. If you want me to run them all down for you, Weeze is 20-22, Jamie 14-21, Lucas 20-22, and me, I'm having a pretty good year. I'm 25-15 against the spread in college and pro football, mainly in college. I'm doing all right in college where I'm 15-8, 10-7 in pro football. Here's what we're doing this weekend. Like I said, we were 3-5 last week. I went 2-0. Weeze is going to go Jaguars +3 against the 49ers. 49ers at Jacksonville this Sunday. That's going to be a good football game. And he's also going to go over 38. Here I just talked about all the games going under. Have they adjusted it too far? 38 is the over-under for the Houston Texans versus the Buccaneers. I think that's at Tampa, and good luck to him. I hope he gets that one. The Titans at the Bucs, not the Texans. What's Jamie doing? Jamie likes the Bears -3.5 for the Panthers. You're out there, you're a Bears fan, you say, we don't want to win, we don't want to win. Oh, this one you do want to win. You want the Panthers to have that number one pick because it's the Bears' number one pick. The Bears get the Panthers' number one pick. So beat the Panthers whenever you get a chance, Bears. That's exactly right. And he's also got the Ravens -6 against Cleveland. That's in Baltimore. That's going to be a tussle for both squads. What's Lucas doing? Lucas has the Saints -2.5 at the Vikings. I just don't know how to take this Saints squad. Some days they're good, some days they're just terrible. It's a mystery. They're an enigma to me. I don't know what to do. The Cowboys -16.5 at the Giants. That may not be nearly enough. The Cowboys can score. They scored against Philadelphia, just not enough. Played well against Philadelphia. Just stumbled once or twice. You can't do that on the road against a good team. They're not playing on the road against a good team when they're playing the Giants. They're at home against the Giants, and getting 16.5, that's probably not enough. What am I doing? Well, I am going the Lions at the Chargers. Lions -2.5. Chargers won over the New York Jets. I don't want to call them terrible, but that was a terrible game Monday night. I don't think the Chargers are any good, and the Lions coming off a week off, only getting 2.5 points. I'm okay with that. Raiders +1.5 versus the Jets. I'm kind of taking both sides of that Chargers Jets game. I just didn't think it was very good. Here's who's leading the conferences. As the Chiefs at 7-2, Ravens at 7-2. Those they're right now the Buffalo Bills would be out of the AFC playoffs, and that's going to be tough to get back in. It's all AFC North ahead of them. How about the NFC? The Eagles are way up on top of the NFC, and going all the way down, the Minnesota Vikings would still be getting in. Unbelievable, those Minnesota Vikings. How about that with Josh Dobbs taking over after being traded in on Tuesday to one of the best stories of the year. I love it. Here's our picks. If you're keeping track at home, take a picture of the screen, and there are our picks for this week. And good luck to y'all if you're paying attention. Good luck to us too. We need it. Back in a sec.
Fashion is our passion at Carnaby Square. We specialize in customer service and have since 1980. Our multi-generational boutique features your favorite on-trend to classic Famous Maker fashions, footwear, accessories, and a massive inventory at Brighton. So come, relax, explore, and elevate your look with us. Everyone is welcome, where we always wrap it, tag it, and bag it for free at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
Napa Know-How.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa Know-How experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Real quick, we got just a little bit of time to talk a little college hoops as it got underway. Can you believe this? One season fades into another. We haven't even talked much about the NHL or the NBA, really, to speak of. College hoop got underway on Monday night, and it started off with an upset. Here is the AP Top 25 poll. The number 4 Michigan State Spartans have already lost this season. They lost at home and on Monday night, opening night, and I talked to the biggest Spartan fan I know Tuesday. He says, "Well, Bruce, I tell you what, we didn't play that badly. We didn't play that poorly, but you're not going to win when you shoot 1 for 20 from 3." And I think they also shot like under 500 from the free throw line. So Michigan State, they'll be okay, but they took one on the chin. I can't even recall who beat them. That's the thing about these early season games. I told you that Duke is playing Arizona tonight, 12 versus 2 matchup. That's fun. And Illinois, they play Oakland tonight. I didn't mention that one earlier. Illinois playing Oakland. That'll be on Big Ten Plus or something like that. You got to go online, and their students are doing it. It's interesting. They do an okay job. Just to give you a real quick look, here's the odds for the top teams for the NCAA championship. These are future odds. This is where it'd be what you would be betting. Illinois isn't on this list because it's a Bet Rivers list, so it doesn't have schools in Illinois. They'll be playing, however, Florida Atlantic this season, who's 60-1, and Tennessee, who's 25-1, and of course Purdue, Michigan State, and all the other Big Ten schools. They will be playing that. What's the Big Ten look like? Well, Purdue, the top pick, Michigan State, Maryland, and Wisconsin. What's the SEC look like? That's Tennessee, the number one pick. Illinois is playing them. Texas A&M at 5-1. Kentucky, the number 3 pick in the SEC. It just really surprises me that Kentucky could be number 3 in anything. But there you go, folks. Enjoy your weekend of sports. Have a good time. And you know what? But speaking of Kentucky, I hear Calipari, he's not on a hot seat, but he's making his own seat hot. He's uncomfortable. This may be his last year. See you all later on here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Have a great weekend. And thank you, veterans. We appreciate all you do.